Well, family, good evening. I'm your soul brother Talib coming at you with this one simultaneous video. Tonight, I want to talk about what's going on in America, part two. Now, I made a video the other night and doing another part about what's going on in America, which I would go on and say that was part one because this is part two. And I want to talk about what's happening right now. Now, y'all know from the platform I really speak from, actually, Operation Exodus Mississippi, that we don't too much just get off right off top into what's going on directly in the news. But however, me personally, on my end, I have been keeping up with the news a little bit. And I got to say that in the wake of this soul brother, as you all know, or those of you who may know, whose name was Andrew Brown Jr., was killed a few days ago down in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And of course, it was behind a warrant that was issued for his arrest. Okay, but the way that, of course, the police handled it, which has become a pattern, of course, as we've always known when it comes to police brutality tactics, he ended up getting shot. About 8 times they shot at him. And he died, of course. Now, in the process of him trying to evade, or rather to avoid from getting shot, he was backing up out of his driveway and trying to turn. And as he was trying to leave, once he turned to try to get out his driveway, he did like a circle turn or something, they say, and he ran into a tree, which was by his next door neighbor's house, and he died. And at the time he crashed into the tree, at that point, they said that the police proceeded to move in on him to continue shooting, which witnesses say they seen done. And at that point, of course, we could call that, like they called it, an execution. And at that point as well, we got another dead black man at the hands of racist police. And when they ran up on him, as the 22nd video showed, which his whole family did not get the full raw footage of the video, unjustly, to come to find out. But they did show the family 20 seconds of the video with the man holding his hand, two of his hands, where they could be seen on the steering wheel of his car when the police drawed in on him. And as his hands was on the his two hands was on the steering wheel, at that point he did not present a threat. And the police still came in on him and started shooting at him. Okay. So with that said, now they're saying that they can only show the didactic parts of the video, So they were redacting parts of the video where the family would not get a chance to see the rest of the video. And of course, along with Benjamin Crump and those other attorneys involved in the case, they're going to, I guess, pursue legal action so they could get the whole videos shown to the rest of the world, and especially to the man's family, to show what happened to him exactly. But neither here nor less, of course, I saw from that point that they were trying to hide something because of the turnout of how the situation went down. And although the 20-second part of the video is not sufficiently enough to show thoroughly all of what happened, but we know that the man did not present no threat to cause the police to shoot him. And like his son was saying, all he was at that point trying to do was get away so he wouldn't lose his life. And as a result, in that attempt, he lost his life anyway, unfortunately. And I also have to say that, as I look at this, and, people ask me why I say that the ideal of indigenous Black Americans leaving these United States of America, they always ask me, why should we leave? Well, first of all, we ain't gonna do nothing for our liberation by taking our liberation, by taking our freedom, by taking our justice, since it's not going to be handed over to us, as we can see, even in the wake of George Floyd's killer getting convicted. These white folks, you got to understand the nature of things, people, that they not going to stop doing what they doing when it come to killing us, especially as far as them being in authoritarian positions to where they can do that and literally be protected by immunity, you see. So they not gonna stop doing that unless we show we are serious enough about taking our liberation back, even if that means it's through violence, because we've tried too many other options. And as we could see, protesting ain't working either. Peaceful protesting and all that. Matter of fact, when they was protesting over the death of Breonna Taylor last year in Louisville, Kentucky, it was a bystander who had got shot by the police. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just a bystander during the protest, and he got killed. Matter of fact, it was another soul brother. I think he was in his early 50s or somewhere like that. And he got killed. And his murder ain't been solved yet, you see. So, this is what I'm saying, family, that you talk about not leaving America, but why are you still remaining here, being comfortable in this cesspool? Not even making plans to do nothing about taking your freedom within these borders of the United States. But you want to stay here and keep taking this this racial brutality that's being unleashed on us as a people every day. What are you going to do? Because all the crying, the whimpering, the moaning, the bitching about what's happening to us and what ain't right and what we need to do, the talk need to end. You either take your liberation or pack up and leave. Like thousands, and I repeat, thousands of Black Americans are doing as I speak, or have already done as I speak. You know, they just left. They got tired of it. And you can't blame them. I sure ain't gonna blame them. You know, and basically, to be honest with you, I'm having reservations about that as far as leaving this country, because I mean, hey, you know, it's nothing but terror here for us as, you know, dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in this country. I mean, we tried to propose an ideal far as the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, where we could take control of a state like Mississippi, where we can use that as a way to segregately quarantine ourselves until we could get to the point where we truly can separate from our enemy oppressor of over 400 years. But that fell on deaf ears. Many of you said it ain't gonna work, yet it ain't been tried. So you have all the excuses in the world why you don't really want to be separated from an oppressor anyway. You know, and like I said the other night in that first part one video, what's going on in America, that basically if these white folks decide to sign segregation back into law, it wouldn't I wouldn't shed no tear over it. Cause then that'll have to force you to unite. And it's unfortunately in our history of going on 500 years as a people in this country, is has always had to take the pink Caucasian to put his 12-foot inch in our behind to make us wake up to try to do something about our condition in this country. That's a shame that we became that much of a shiftless people, that it has to take that to wake us up, you know, to try to get some real type of change going as far as our existence in this country. And I'm really sick and tired of it. It shouldn't have to take all this constant killings of us dying in the streets at the hands of the racists. And you still trying to live comfortable, like everything is just gonna be okay. Like this, you know, just accept things the way it is. It's just the way it is. Just be comfortable. At least you ain't living overseas in the third world. Let me tell you something. One thing about them third world countries, at least them people are fighting for something. You ain't over here fighting for a damn thing. Okay? And while you expecting the United States to remain the same, you are living in actual fantasy land for even thinking that way. Because every society, even if you go way back to Rome and Babylon, which were great empires during their own time, like the United States is considered in this day and time, fail. Okay? Even after thousands of years of rule, okay? Or hundreds of years of rule. And they fell on their face. And the United States ain't no different, as we could see what the climate is in this world, as far as things going on. The United States is not immune from that. And I've spoken about that in other videos in the past. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't wake up and realize what's going on, black people, I'm talking to you, dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, as my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm telling you that if this country do fall under, or like some of you pro-blacks have always said, America is falling or whatever. If America fall, we gonna be right under the bottom of everybody else, even when it fall on its face. Okay? So, I'ma just let you know one thing. The best option you have, if you wanna change your reality as a people in this country, You need to connect with those of us that are involved with the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. Bring your ideals to the table so we can see if it'll help this work, and so we can move on from there and take our own destiny into our own hands. Or if you ain't, the other option is you could pack up and leave and go to another country where you may be accepted and treated at least a little bit more better as a human being, because you don't have none of that going on as a black person here in America. Not a descendant of a slave here in America. You know what I'm saying? Born here in America. So, like I said, you need to make up your mind if you really want to be free or if you want to be an exterminated people. These people don't care nothing about your existence as a human being. They don't care nothing about no civil rights. Human rights is first. Like Malcolm X said, then is civil rights. Okay? Human rights is first. And if they don't respect your human rights, they sure ain't gonna respect no damn civil rights. And that's been proven over and over and over and over. Okay? So like I said before, I just feel like at this point in time, what y'all need to really do is start doing some soul searching, as they say in religion. Start doing some soul searching. If you really want a future for yourselves, your family, and especially your children and grandchildren, if you want a future as a people, you need to decide what you're going to do at this moment. Like they would say in the Nation of Islam, this is definitely a time of decision. So you need to make your decision on what you're going to do, because we under siege as a people. We getting killed with by impunity. They killing us with impunity. If they didn't have that video, and if they didn't have the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm talking about the movement that those of you like in the Nation of Islam, and these other pro-black organizations that y'all like to make mockery of, if they didn't have the Black Lives Matter out there marching and protesting all last summer, we wouldn't have got no conviction of that police that killed George Floyd, okay? And I'm going to repeat it again, like I said in the other video, the part 1 video. Where's your pro-black ones at? Like Farrakhan. The Nation of Islam, Moorish Science Temple of America, the Nubians, the Hebrew Israelites. Where y'all at in this equation? Where the hell are y'all at? Aren't y'all supposed to be the vanguards of the black movement struggle in this country? Well, where are y'all at? Why people trying to get justice for all these black people getting killed by the police. You see what I'm saying? So you can't say a damn thing about Black Lives Matter, even if it was started by some LGBT people. So what? Because if they wasn't at work, they wouldn't have convicted that cracker, Derek Chauvin, okay? So I don't want you to tell me nothing about or hear you ever say something about Black Lives Matter ain't nothing but a fraud. They're a homosexual or LGBTQ organization. They doing more than y'all damn asses is doing, okay? And that's just a fact, plain out, okay? If it wasn't for them, People in North Carolina wouldn't be trying to get no justice for this brother that just got killed. They wouldn't be talking about the situation that happened with that black girl in Columbus, Ohio. They wouldn't be talking about the situation that people don't even know about that just happened in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay, so I mean, we need to wake up and understand that we are under siege throughout this country. Okay? We need to wake up and understand that. They're picking us off. Just like sharpshooters. And then the crazy part about it, it was a residential community where this shooting took place at in North Carolina, where they shot through a neighbor's house right down the street from the brother. Or from around the corner down the street from the brother. They shot in his house several times, right through his house. And he didn't have nothing to do with it, nor anyone that lived in that house. And it's a good thing wasn't nobody in that house, because somebody could have got killed while the police was doing all that aimless shooting. All that random crazy shooting, Somebody could have died in that house. That didn't even have nothing at all to do with that situation. So this is what we dealing with as black people here in America. And this is why I say that if you can't establish control of a state where we could become liberated right here in America, where it will benefit 40 million of us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, then the other option is pack up and get the hell out of America. Like other people on certain platforms throughout social media is warning you to do. Black America, okay? And I know, like I said before, and I don't give a damn what anybody got to say about the ideal of indigenous black Americans leaving America, where you gonna go and all this. First of all, you're not willing to do nothing as a whole for us all as a people, but sit on your ass and talk about what's wrong and what ain't right. And when we bring up something like the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, you want to sit up and talk about how much that's a damn pipe dream and all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Well, I say, if you got a better solution, then bring it to the table. Other than that, stop talking crap. Because your black ass could be next, taking a bullet from a racist police that see the nigger word, okay? This is the situation that we dealing with. Okay, this is not no game. And then what's crazy about it is, it's not helping us, okay? It's not helping us because of the fact that we got each other constantly killing each other over BS, okay? That definitely ain't helping the situation at all, okay? So, we ain't only got to worry about the police, we got to worry about each other. And then we can't even call the police when we killing each other, because the police gonna be ready to kill us if we're trying to call the police. Like I think they said it was the sister in Columbus or something. How that happened was she called the police and they killed her. It was somebody. I don't want to get that miscorrected, but it was somebody. It was a black person recently that was calling the police about something, and they ended up shooting her. No, that was the brother. Wait a minute. No, that was the brother in Virginia. That was a brother in Virginia. It was a brother in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Yes, they said the moment the police killed him, he was on the phone with 911. Because they showed it today when I was watching the situation about, it was on the Roland Martin show, I was watching the situation about what was going on in North Carolina, and they showed the man's picture, okay, and he they said he was already on the phone with 911 when the police shot him fatally. So I mean, come on, man. This is crazy. So we got our backs up against the wall, period. We don't have too much other option. I don't care if you poor. I don't care if you got Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan type of money, Bill Cosby type money, and you see where he at. You see how they played him. All these other Caucasian sex offenders in Hollywood still walking scot-free, and he in prison. Come on. You know what I'm saying? With still a net worth of over $1 billion some dollars. They don't care nothing about your money. All they see you as is a nigga word. Okay? They don't care nothing about what status you under. And it's been proven over and over. And you people still don't get the memo. You know what I'm saying? So like I said before, at this point in time, like I said earlier to somebody, hey, if you gonna keep on accepting abuse like this, remaining within this racist society, accepting this abuse, instead of, it's like being in a marriage situation and you don't want to divorce yourself from it. As long as you still in that marriage and you keep getting abused and taking abuse, just like in the case of Black America, when it comes to dealing with the racists in America, then you deserve to get what you get. And it's just that simple. You deserve to get what you get. You deserve to be shot down like a dog. You deserve to be lynched. You deserve to get gerrymandered. Whatever that happens, you deserve it. Okay? These people do not care nothing about you protesting. You got to do something else different. That's just the bottom line. And that's what the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign has been about from the very start. From the very start of the forming of this ideal. Okay? And like I said before, if you don't understand what the Mississippi campaign is about, we got a channel called Operation Exodus Mississippi. You could go on YouTube, Google it up on YouTube and go watch it. And and hopefully you will understand the seriousness of this and that it can open a pathway for us to get to real freedom as Black people in this country. Okay? So if you got a question about what solution do I and those from the platform I represent bring, that's the solution. Okay? And if you got a better idea, you could bring it to the table and we could use that to work toward getting us to our true liberation, which we never saw as a people for almost going on 500 years in this country, because we really don't know what it is to be free. And those of you who got that mentality, oh, well, that was back in the days, that was in the 60s, that was doing Jim Crow. That's not like it is now. It's a bunch of bull crap. It's even worse. First of all, we don't even got the type of leadership we had when you had your Malcolm X's and Dr. Kings and Medgar Evers around. Okay? So you could cut that out. And then another thing is that we are in the worst bad position, whether you realize it or not, because those civil rights gains from the 60s is being pushed back by the same people who signed those laws and those acts into law. Some of them some of those laws was pushed back right up under your president, Barack Obama. You remember your black president? Yeah, under his watch, and nothing was done, okay? So, like I said before, we don't have time to be wasting as a people in this country. We need to do something drastically, or else we going to be exterminated. And it's just that plain out simple. You need to get a grip on things, Black America, and understand that. You really need to. You really need to. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, you need to get a grip on things. You really need to. Unless you want to become a exterminated people. Because they got all the resources, more so than they've ever had, to make that happen. Like I've been warning you about in the past. It was tens of millions of ancient Native Americans in this country. We don't know nothing about them tribes because they were wiped out along with that many people. We only know about maybe 5 of them or something like that, and that's it. But it was tens of millions of them in this country or in this land before it became North America or the United States or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was tens of millions of them. Okay? And we see what that resorted to. Okay? And them Europeans, when they came over here, they wasn't even as powerful with the kind of resources like they got today to make something like that happen again. And it seemed like it's our turn, far as us being indigenous Black Americans. And we're allowing it to happen. But yet, we still taking this for a game. We're still taking this for a game, and it's not a game. This is serious. You out here partying, shaking your behind, getting high, going around toting pistols at each other and not toting pistols at the right people. You're going around, gang banging, killing each other, overset tripping and all this other crap. While all this is going on around you and you still can't see the big picture. And while you niggas still acting stupid and doing stupid, crazy stuff, the police run right up on you, bust a cap in you, and justify it. And they ain't really even got it justified. They just kill you just because you a nigga. That's why they always getting away with how they get away with stuff. Because, and then a lot of us, I want to mention something, put ourselves in those situations for that to happen. All these people getting killed by the police, it ain't because they saints, okay? And I know many of you might get upset when I say that, but I don't care. I'm telling the truth like it is. A lot of you people put yourselves in that position, your loved ones or whoever it is, they put themselves in that position for that to happen to them. Look, I come from the streets, okay? So I know what I'm talking about, all right? and like I said, you put yourselves in that situation for that to happen to you sometimes. But there's a lot of us who also, like I heard Eric Garner's mother say earlier, while she was down there helping to support the family of the brother that was killed in North Carolina, and I like that sister spirit because it's in the struggle. She ain't stopped being in the struggle since her son was killed in Staten Island, New York. All because he was trying to sell some loose cigarettes and they choked him on live camera video. And her and her family still ain't got justice for that. You see what I'm saying? But just like she said, all us getting killed by the police, true enough, are not criminals either. And I could vouch for that as well. Okay? I got that. But the fact is that this goes to show you that no matter what status you are under, you are targeted to get shot or killed by police at any given time. This is America. Okay? This is America. Okay? This is America. You know? And this is the reality of being black in America. So you better wake up. You know? It ain't all about sports and games and play and Hollywood camera lights action. This is real, live, and serious. Okay? Black people is dying every day at the hands of these races. And if we don't do shit to try to change our situation altogether in this country from what it is, to become a true liberated and respected people in the eyes of the world, then the other option is, like I said before, since I started this video, is get the hell out this country. Get you a passport if you can. Get you a passport, a visa, get you a plane ticket, get the fuck out of here. America, like somebody said, is not the only center of the universe. Overcome that fear factor. Like a sister said, who happens to be a black American who's an expat living overseas. Overcome that fear and get out and see the rest of the world. You might find a country where you ain't got to walk around worrying about if you gonna get sniped just because of the color of your skin. Okay? Because there are places outside the United States that exist like that. Whether it's poor countries or countries that's not as rich as the United States, but that's well off, okay? But it don't make no difference. You wanna stay over here because you got all the material, all the wealth or whatever. You could get your EBT cards, you could get your Social Security check, you could get your Medicaid. Well, you got certain other countries, like in Europe, they got free universal Medicaid. You ain't got to pay a damn thing to get medical attention. And they got other benefits, from my understanding, more than what you could get in the United States. But you need to get out the United States to find that out. You know, and I know there are some people that say, well, if we gonna lead a country, we all should be able to lead together. You know what? That's not possible. Okay, that's just the reality of it. Ain't no country in the world or no continent in the world outside of North America that's going to accept 44 plus million so-called Negro Americans from the United States. That's just not possible, okay? Especially under our state of condition. That's not possible. But some of us who can lead the country and scat out, and even if you got to go to other places and form communities among each other in separate different parts of the world, then do that. That's how these immigrants do. You think Somalians, Kenyans, Chinese, you think they just come to America when they immigrate from their countries? They go other places and they form and establish communities in those countries. If we got to do the same thing like that, then do it. They got Black American expat communities around the world. But see, you got to, as you say, you do the research, so you got to do your research and find that out. You know? But like I said before, because you're not trying to do nothing about your situation here in America, apparently. You're not trying to at least quarantine yourself by way of segregation. That's necessary, even in 2021. I hate to bust your bubble, but that's necessary because integration obviously has not worked as a proven fact, you know. But like I said before, those of you that got resources, you need to contribute it toward this Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. And stop talking crap, especially those of you who are always complaining and talking about how messed up our condition is and wanting to look for reparations, which them pink people already said they not giving your ass. From high up in the government on down, they didn't already said they not giving you no reparations. So that means you got to take your reparations. And I can't repeat that enough. Okay? You know, and you the same people who talk about reparations but want to be comfortable. Would you want reparations so you could be more comfortable with your oppressor and then get those reparation money funds back? Right? And turn it right back over into their hand because that's all you gonna do. That's why you want reparations so bad anyway, so you could just spend the money up, squander it, and give it right back to the enemy anyway, which most of you gonna do. So what's the need in giving your ass reparations anyway? Reparations come in many different forms, and it necessarily ain't gotta be money. Okay? You know, but like I said before, you know, you got to understand and make that choice for yourself. Do you want to be free or get the hell out of America altogether or just die a slave? Probably with a bullet hole in you at the hands of some racist Peckerwood cop. Because that's just the reality. We see it happening simultaneously. Just right after this racist cracker, Derek Chauvin, got found guilty, we got back-to-back simultaneous police killings of blacks, starting in Columbus, Ohio, Virginia Beach, Virginia, now Elizabeth, North Carolina. In the next police killing of a black is about to happen, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, any given second, so expect it to come. Because that's just the way of life for Black America. You know, I mean, it's not me making this up. It's just the clear facts that I'm bringing to the table. So, you know, you could take it and run with it however you want to. But that's just the reality of things right now going on here in this country. And if you cannot deal with that truth, then you might as well just be dead. Like the brother Prophet Doom would say, you know? And it's just that simple. Because you ain't no good to yourself and you ain't no good to nobody else. And that's just the bottom line to that, you know? So, hey, like I said before, I just really want to make this short because it's late and I got things I got to do. And, you know, but I just really want to lay this out and let you know that you got two choices. Establish a settlement, a free settlement as a people, by its dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, by taking control of a state starting with Mississippi and then gradually moving on like to Alabama and then taking control as well of Georgia and South Carolina and other places where we may be more dominant in numbers at, where we could take control of the politics of a state or lead a country. Those are your two options, Black people, Black American, African American, Hebrew Israelite, Nubian, Moorish American, Nation Islam, whatever you want to title yourself as, Muslim, Christian, even Buddhist. You know what I'm saying? Comedic, whatever you want to title yourself as. Those are your only two options. For real. Because all that other stuff ain't working for you. Not when it comes to your survival as a group of people, or to our survival as a group of people in this country. It just simply ain't working. All your spirituality teachings, your supreme wisdom, all that, it ain't working. It sure ain't keeping the Peckerwoods from putting a bullet in your ass. And doing it with impunity, okay? So like I said before, I mean, you waiting on the mothership plane to come. You waiting, you trying to levitate and all that. They ain't doing nothing. But then levitate your ass on up out this condition you in. And I've seen that yet to be done. Okay. So just cut the bull crap for real. Just straight up cut the bull crap and get real about this situation. Okay, for real. Because at the end of the day, we're being exterminated right before our eyes is happening. While we playing games, while we constantly working against each other every day, trying to tear each other down. And then we want somebody else to respect us, and we don't even respect ourselves, each other. So, I mean, this is what you get. This is the result of it. And like I said before, I can't say no more at this time right now. I can't say enough at this time. I mean, we've been sending you warning after warning from the platform I speak from, and you've been getting warnings for years about this, and you still ain't taking it serious. It still ain't registering, and obviously, like I said, maybe we need to be exterminated. And that's just the reality of it. Wake up, Black America. That's all I got to say. And with that said, I'm out of here.